Sometimes life gets out of hand.
Hello, welcome to Believe with BTV. I am your host, Benitra Aiken, and it is my mission to help build people from the inside out through the power of believing. I want to help motivate, encourage, or inspire you to believe that your dreams can become reality. Today we are talking about not giving up. I know on this journey of being an entrepreneur, there are definitely some ups and downs, some challenges that we face, and it's not always easy to do. And I have moments of feeling like things aren't going as planned, this isn't happening fast enough, what am I doing wrong, why, does it seem to be working for everybody else but not for me? And I get moments, of feeling like maybe I should just give up. Does this really have a purpose? Am I really helping anyone? And thankfully, I have people that can help to encourage me and help to motivate me to keep going. But there is something that I have to pull up on the inside of me that helps me to remember I can't give up. I have to keep believing that my dream will become a reality. And I just have to trust the process that it takes to make that happen. So
You got to believe. You got to believe.
So again, today we are talking about not giving up, believing in ourselves and our abilities to make our dreams become reality. And here at Believe with BTV, it's not just about what I'm believing and how believing is working for me. I also want to bring guests along. My guest today is here to contradict that theory because she is on her way to being a best-selling author. And she is an author extraordinaire, and I'm so happy to have her with us today to talk about her journey, what she has going on, and how believing has made a difference in her life. So please join me in welcoming Miss Ketari Cole to the show.
Hello, Miss
Welcome,
Alicia.
welcome. I'm so glad to have you here on Believe with BTV.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So you have a lot of stuff going on because you just released in June on Amazon a book of poetry called Poetic Bars and Random Thoughts.
Yes, I did.
Which I absolutely love. I'm
you.
so glad that I was able to read it. So I want you to share a little bit with us today about what you have going on. How's the book doing?
It's doing well. It was published about a month or so ago. And right now what I have going on is I've been getting a lot of good feedback from it. So I'm working on expanding on the great feedback that I've been receiving from everyone. A lot of people are saying, oh my goodness, your words are kind of resonating with, what I think and what I feel. And it's like you're in my mind and things like that. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is I kind of want to start doing book signings so that I can meet my readers and kind of have a two-way conversation with them and not just them reading my thoughts and then them sending a message to me. Kind of like an open forum conversation based on my work, my thoughts, your thoughts, their thoughts, things like that. Just because if my book can strike a conversation or strike thoughts for people, I think that's a beautiful thing. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. And also at the end of the book, at the end of the Poetic Bars and Random Thoughts, there is the first chapter of my upcoming novel entitled Terror Town. So it's chapter 1 of that everyone can get a sneak peek of, in hopes that you like it and look forward to publishing that when it's published in the near future.
Yes. So how can we get Poetic Bars and Random Thoughts? Where can people go to get that?
You can purchase Poetic Bars and Random Thoughts on Amazon. So there's a link for it, for Amazon for it to be purchased there.
Okay, great. And you definitely want to get it. Even if you're not a big fan of poetry, it's not very long and extensive. I know sometimes I read poetry and I feel like I get lost, but Ketari definitely has the gift of drawing you in and helping to invoke emotions or, helping you to be in that moment that you're writing about. So you definitely have a gift. So I'm glad that you're getting to a point where you're sharing it with the world.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So speaking about that, share with us how believing has played a part in this journey of you making this dream become a reality of being an author.
Oh, believing has had a huge impact on my journey in becoming an author. And it's had a huge impact because we all tend to sometimes believe more in others than we believe in ourselves, or believe in one aspect of our lives and versus other aspects of our lives, or our talents and things that we really, we really enjoy, that really bring us joy, that are actually probably our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm a believer now that writing is my purpose, because that is one of the things that brings me so much joy. I believe more because I've had one of a friend, just yourself, to give me great feedback on my writing, on my poetry, on she was a beta reader for Terrortown, and she told me how much she loved it. So that helped me believe also. So what happened was, in writing Terrortown, Benitra read the first 3 chapters, and it was like, well, where's the rest? And so I started writing more, and I sent it out to a couple of other beta readers, other friends of mine, and everybody was giving me wonderful feedback.
I have to continuously grow in my ability to believe that I can make this happen. Have you experienced anything like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So as I spoke, my agent, he sent my manuscript out to lots of editors at the big 5 publishing houses. They all have various imprints. So it could be one publishing house that has like 7 different imprints. And he'd send it to, the various imprints there at the publishing house. And they would give rave reviews. I'm reading the rave reviews like, oh my goodness, this particular, because I did my research on who he was sending it to. So I realized they edited this book. This book was at the top of the New York Times bestseller list for this many weeks. This book was made a movie. This person who edited this book and believed this book is reading my book now. That I saw that movie, so it's kind of like oh my goodness. However, all of them, as much as they raved about my book and said that it was such a wonderful book, none of them wanted to sign the book. So it kind of left me. It left me feeling like, why am I doing this?
This is
why
going according to plan.
It's right. They're saying this, but so what am I doing this for? They like it, but they don't like it enough to want to purchase it. So maybe this isn't my calling. Maybe this shouldn't be my passion. Maybe I shouldn't be writing. And thinking that made me sad. Thinking that the thing that brings me joy, the thing that I know, writing is one of the things that I do that I don't look at the time. It doesn't matter. I could have literally been up 24 hours writing, and I want to do it more. So I know that there's something in me that is definitely my passion. So I dusted myself off, and I kept going. So now where I am is I'm going to self-publish, and I know that it's just a matter of you take the feedback. You take the feedback that you receive, and you take the constructive criticism. You take the good, you take the bad, but you don't stop there. That you have a couple of doors that may close. Those aren't the only doors. So you keep looking for the doors that will open, and you don't give up. And for me, the word that comes to mind is resilience. Is someone can tell you no, but you bounce right back, and you go for someone else, because you'll get a bunch of no's, but eventually you'll get a yes. And that's where I am.
Right. We can't give up.
I cannot.
Just because the original plan may not work.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean that there's not another plan. Because they can. You can't give up. We have to make sure we don't get attached to the process, but just keep the goal in mind. The goal is what we're really going after. We can't get hung up on that. So just like you said, you thought the agent was going to be able to help you get to the point of being published. That didn't work out. You had a moment of feeling like you wanted to give up. But you had to believe.
I did.
That belief had to still be there. You had to start feeding that again and say, you know what, that didn't work. Let me go another route. So here you are at self-publishing. We have poetic bars and random thoughts that we can enjoy. You can get, once you buy that, you can have the first chapter to Terrortown at the end. So what tip or advice would you give other people out there that, may be believing or, kind of having a tough time, but they're on their way to believing for their dream to become reality?
Don't stop. Don't stop believing, because you have to be your first cheerleader. You have to, because if you're not your first cheerleader, you won't do what it is that's on your heart. If you don't believe that this is something that the world needs to see or that someone needs to experience, you'll never put it on paper. You'll never create it. You'll never feel like that you'll never give advice, because that's what she does. She gives advice. She assists people. She is a people builder. She is truly a people builder. And if she never had that in her, she would have never given advice. She would have never told me not to give up on myself, which she did many days and still does. Still does. So if she did not think to herself, I believe that I can assist people. I believe that I have some things that people can use to believe in themselves and to build themselves into being, into their next chapter. It would have never happened if I didn't believe that I had words that other people wanted to read and other people could, get some, positivity and some good thoughts from, I would have never published Poetic Bars and Random Thoughts. And just to go back to never giving up, even though it didn't work out that way, I'm going to self-publish myself, not with my agent. Had I not had the agent and had his wonderful feedback and had those editors who did eventually tell me no, but if I didn't have their wonderful feedback, I would have questioned. I would have eventually gotten here, but I would have questioned, who am I to actually want to put out a poetry book? Who am I to actually want to self-publish this book that I wrote that, who wants to read this?
Yes.
But just the fact that I've had people tell me that, I know that it's something that needs to be told. It's a story that needs to be told. My poetry are words that, people are, that, and I'm very grateful for where I am. I'm very grateful. So I would tell everyone, don't give up.
Yes.
Do not give up on yourself. And you have to share your dreams with don't share your dreams with everyone. Share your dreams with people that you love and that will give you constructive criticism and feedback, because they mean you well. And they will tell you certain things to, maybe try this avenue, steer you right. So definitely don't give up.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing all of that.
You're welcome.
Everyone, remember to go grab Poetic Bars and Random Thoughts on Amazon.com. And I think I heard that you have a Facebook fan page that people can also do. Should they just search you by Ketari Cole, or
you can search Ketari Writes. So WRITES is the fan page. You can go there and like the page, and I will have various topics to discuss on certain days of the week. I'll have spoken word Wednesdays where I may share snippets of my poetry. I may share some of my favorites, Maya Angelou, Gwendolyn Brooks, some various authors. And also, if someone would like for me to read their poetry, you can also submit it and send it to me, and I will read that as well. I'm open to suggestions, just different fun things that are related to writing, reading, and growing yourself as a person, as in any aspect that it is. It does not necessarily have to be writing, but that's my passion and that's where I'm starting. So.
Okay, well, yes, we thank you so much. So here we have another story about the power of believing and how we cannot give up. Just as Ketari shared, and you've heard me share on the previous episode, everything has a purpose. So even though your plan may not work out, don't give up. What you've already experienced will help you to get where you're wanting to go. As it says in the Bible, do not grow weary of well doing. You will reap if you don't lose heart. So just make sure you don't give up. That is definitely our topic for today, and we hope that this has helped someone out there that is in the process of believing, or maybe you don't feel like you believe right now and you may need some help with that. Feel free to reach out to me. You can contact me at believewithb@gmail.com, or you can check out my website, believewithb.com, and you can also send me a message. I have some blog posts that may be helpful. If you know anyone that may need some help with getting over unforgiveness, or if they need some help with a career change, or even if you need help with just making, the steps, the motivation to help make your dreams become reality, because there's different aspects to making that happen. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd be glad to speak with you and see if we can work together so that we can make your dreams become reality. So please feel free to check it out. And his book page, Believe with B. You can search that on Facebook. That's me. And we thank you very much for joining us here today. Thank you so much for stopping by to talk with us. We wish you much success. We look forward to the book signings. We appreciate you for supporting Believe with B and being our very first guest.
Anytime, and thank you for supporting me, and thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So that's it for today. I look forward to seeing you all for the next episode. Remember, we're working together to believe until our dreams become reality. Bye.
Bye.
Different way. It starts with you. It starts with me. It will happen. Just believe. Now it's time to make a change. To take this world